Alright, y'all, so yesterday I did that master copy, right, of Jorge Corona's work from the Middle West. And today, day 3, I'm going to do master copy of a single panel, right? So it won't take as much time, right? This took about 3 hours, maybe 3.5, almost 4, something like that. I started at 7, finished at 10:30, so 3.5 hours. So I'm gonna do a single panel, and I'm gonna do 2 of them. So one, I'm gonna focus on the use of the background, and then the second one is going to be integrating like sound effect lettering. So I'm gonna play around with that. I'll show you guys some candidate books that I'm thinking about. Alright, so I think for lettering, I went through and marked lettering yellow and backgrounds blue. I think for lettering, I really like this panel right here. I love how they just did the text behind. I think it says baboon, but just the way, the playfulness of it is really, really cool. So that's the lettering I want to do today. So I'll do this whole panel basically from here to this panel separation right here. And then for backgrounds, oh, there's so many. I think I might choose from this book. And there was 2 different ones that I liked. So I really like this one right here with the graveyard behind it, this decrepit house. Really cool. There's another one in here. I really like this panel of this fawn lady bringing Hellboy up these steps. I like that. Right, it's almost like a straight line, but the artist made it so fun. I don't know if there's a range of artists in this book. None of it is Mike. I don't know where it's at. Somewhere in there it tells you everything. So yeah, I think that's what I want to do. And then I have stuff for the rest of the month that I'll work on. So we're about to get drawn. Pew. Alright, so here's my master copy. Here's the original. Now, there's a couple things I've learned from this that I thought was pretty dope. So, first thing is using detail for value. Right, notice these trees. Right, there's like barely any detail in them. Right, even there's some like dark, kind of just pure black things, right? But it's mainly just a kind of emptiness, which makes that seem light, pushes it back, right? Whereas over here, all the siding, right? This is the same side, right? This is the front-facing house. This is that side going back, and it should be the same siding, but in here they made the siding different, right? They made it skinnier, and just showing all of it makes that feel darker, right? Same with the roof. It makes it feel just a little bit darker than all this openness. So that was dope. That was a cool thing. Right, this is a good showcase of this chimney right here. So this whole side is detailed, which makes that feel like the darker side. So instead of using hatching or pure blacks or using a wash, they just use detail. What Gabrial Hernandez Walta, I don't know, I misspelled that last, Walta, something. They did this. Another thing, so that was the technique wise, that's something cool I learned. Another technique that I noticed was the trees and these things that are black. It really just looks like they went in and blacked it out and then came back with some type of white, right, like a white Posca or a white gel, and picked out the details, right, which is cool. A reason I think of that is, well, like there's this little chimney back here. Why would that chimney be there? I think they did the chimney first. They did this whole siding first, this whole spot. I was like, let's throw a tree in. And it's easier to just make it all black and then bring in some white, because when you scan it in, you can play with that and make it feel more white. So that was some stuff. Third thing that I learned was the composition of this piece, which is really cool. So I guess first thing, right, let's talk about art history just for a second. Right, all those Catholic painters, they would always use halos, and this tree kind of feels like a halo above Hellboy, which is fire. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool way. Second is surrounding Hellboy with no detail and having so much detail everywhere else. So there's two ways that they direct you straight to Hellboy. Another way is all of these headstones kind of point towards Hellboy. So that's a third thing. You've also kind of created a circle around Hellboy. Right? Not exactly a circle, but it's kind of the same principle, right? Just around him. And it's all these things point to Hellboy, but there's like no detail on him, which is cool. It's really dope, because it's not it's about him seeing this place. But it's, meant to be an aesthetic kind of shot. And it was pretty dope. So that was my first master copy of the day. And now I'm about to do that one from Godzilla Skate or Die. So this is the panel I'm going to do. I really just love the explosion that is happening from all these speed lines and this text. Now, this is obviously digital, so drawing it traditional, it's definitely not going to look the same, right? Like these little zigzag lines, like I'm sure they had some type of brush that just did that. I could probably do that with skipping, try to get that effect. But what I'm really interested in doing is this text, right? It's all this kind of horizontal lines. It's going to be an interesting challenge to do that. It's going to be a little tedious actually to do that, but it has this cool airy effect. And then of course I want to draw the rest of this, and there's not really a lot to draw here on this. It's really about the action of she's about to jump and do a little grind. Actually, they show it right here. Do a little grind. But I just really love the explosion of this, so we're going to try it out. So I finished it. It captures pretty much the same vibe. I just messed up the I got a little confused on the lining for the letters, but I captured the idea of that explosion that the lettering adds to the scene, which was my intent. So that's dope. And so these are the two studies today, right? This one was more on background, technique, composition. This one was on lettering and how to make that, how to really add lettering in a good like cohesive way. So that was the end of day 2 or day 3? Day 3. I don't know, they're all blurring together at this point. It was day 3. Yeah. That was the end of day 3. And next week I have different ideas for different things, and we'll try it out then. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good one.